So we're going to go back to our number lines, which you guys are becoming very familiar with. We've been doing lots of work on number lines. So we're going to look at adding and subtracting integers on the number line. Our LEQ is how do you add or subtract negative numbers on a number line. So our I can statement, what we're going to be able to do at the end of this, add and subtract integers on the number line. Nothing too fancy. So how do I do that? How do I add or subtract integers on the number line? So here's my steps, which we're going to go over slower later. So I'm going to place a dot on my first given number. I use this second number to determine the number of intervals I need to move right or left. And we'll break that down. So go ahead and jot it down in your notebook, and then we will break it down and go through those steps. So let's pretend that I have x plus a. So my first number is x. I'm going to start at x. And then I'm going to move however many a tells me to. So let's pretend that a equals 4. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm adding, I move to the right to get a larger sum than the addends that I started with. So I start with x, my starting number. My second number tells me how many I have to move on the number line. And because I'm adding, I know that I'm moving right. So now let's look at subtracting. Once again, we're going to start with our first number. So the first thing I see is x. In this case, a letter. I'm subtracting a, so let's say again that a equals 4. So I'm going to move backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we started at x, and we move to the left, however many the second number tells us to. So in this case, because we're looking at letters, A is our second number, so I move however many A tells me to, and I move to the left because I'm subtracting. My numbers are getting smaller. So let's try it together. My first problem is negative 10 plus 8. Negative 10 is my first number, so I'm going to start out at negative 10. My second number is positive 8. This addition sign right here tells me that I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to move this way because I'm adding. My numbers have to get bigger. I'm adding 8, so I need to move 8 times. So I'm going to draw little bumps on my number line to represent how many times I'm moving. I start at negative 10, that's my starting number, and I move 8 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my end point is at negative 2. Negative 10 plus 8 equals negative 2. Let's look at another one together. What is my starting number here? My starting number is negative 7. So I'm going to start at negative 7. Am I going to move to the right or to the left? Look at that subtraction sign. Am I going to move to the right or the left? I'm going to move to the left because I'm subtracting. So my numbers have to get smaller. I'm going to be moving to the left on my number line. How many am I moving? I am moving 2 to the left. So I'm going to get my number line, draw 1, 2, and I ended up at negative 9. So negative 7 minus 2 equals negative 9. Sometimes we get problems where we are subtracting, see our subtraction sign, a negative number. Whenever you have two subtraction or two negative signs next to each other, we are going to add. So, if I was doing 5 minus -4, I see those two subtraction signs together, and I'm going to turn them into an addition sign. So really, I'm doing 5 plus 4 equals 9. So if I had 3 minus -2, once again, I see those two subtraction signs together. So really, I'm doing 3 plus 2, which is 5. So what is 2 minus -1 equal? I see those two negative signs together, I turn it into a plus, and 2 minus -1 actually equals 3. Okay, so make sure that you have all of your notes down. If you need to go back, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. On the back, you're going to try the practice problems. Once you've done that, take a break, stretch your legs, walk around, relax your brain, and when it's time, hop back on Zoom for me so we can go back over these practice problems.